it's Danny, your equine manager here at Hope Haven, and we're back for a super highly requested video on how to use a weight tape to measure a horse's weight and to use it to check their height. So we have Paris here standing in the cross ties, and first of all, I'm going to show you what a weight tape is. So it basically is a super long, essentially measuring tape, but instead of inches or centimeters, on one side we have pounds and kilograms, and then on the other side we have centimeters, but we also have hands, because horses are measured by hands. So back in the day, they would just put their hands all up their horse and say, okay, my horse is 10 hands. But now we have a standard measure where one hand is equal to 4 inches. So I'm pretty sure last time I measured Paris, she was around 15.2, 15.3, but we're gonna double check today. So first we're gonna measure her weight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the weight side, which is this side. And we're gonna come back to her belly, and we're gonna measure around this part of her body, which is called her girth or her heart girth. You might remember from the tack video that her girth that attaches her saddle goes on her girth as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drape the weight tape around the lowest part of her withers, because if we go from up here, that's gonna add a lot of weight because it's gonna make the tape stretch more. So we're gonna go to the lowest point of her withers. These things are a little tricky because they like to stay curled up. I'm gonna stretch it out all the way. And then I'm going to reach around to the other side. Maybe. I may need someone to go over to the other side to help me out. And I'm going to have them pass me the tape. There we go. Okay. So now that we have both sides of the tape, Emma can come back over to this side. So I'm going to take both sides of the tape, and I'm going to lay them flat against her skin, and I'm going to overlap them as tight as they'll go. So this weight tape says that she's 498 kilograms or 1,098 pounds. So we can take that off. So essentially Paris is about 500 kilograms, which is exactly where we'd expect a horse of her size. And weight tapes are kind of really good for a baseline, but they're not essentially super accurate. So what we do is we use weight tapes on a consistent basis to track any changes in their weight, but this doesn't necessarily mean that Paris is precisely 498 kilograms. It's just a rough estimate that she's somewhere around 500 kilograms. So that, let's say if 2 months from now we measured her again and it said she was 600 kilograms, then we'd know that she put on a good amount of weight and probably needs to go on a diet and increase her exercise. So now we're going to go how to measure your horse's height. So like I said, horses are measured in hands, so we're going to switch our tape around to the hand side, and it has a little measurement or notification here. So what I'm going to do, it says toe here, so we're going to slide this up against her hoof, and I'm going to slide my toe on it to hold it in place. And very curly. We're going to slide down under my toe and then slide that right up to her hoof. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to rotate that a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now, instead of measuring the lowest point of Paris's withers, down here where we took her weight, we're going to measure the highest point of Paris's withers, because that'll be the highest point of her body, telling us how tall she is. Okay, so we're going to hold this straight up, and then I'm going to use my hand to measure where her withers are, and that takes us about exactly to 15.2. That means she's 62 inches tall, or about 158 centimeters. And that's how you measure your horse. So that was her weight and her height. Paris is about 500 kilograms and about 15.2 hands tall.